that on. Okay, the time is currently 7:10 p.m. EST on November 8th, 2024. Currently in the room is myself, Detective Claire DePietro, badge number Delta 86. And to my right is...
Buchanan Gilgully, badge number 977.
Thank you. And across from me is, ma'am, could you please give your full legal name?
Rebecca Mori.
You expecting 4 lawyers?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lawyer,
Quickly get off radio.
Copy, I'm setting them down.
Should have done that before. Okay. And I'm just going to be rereading you your Miranda rights. So at this time, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one and be appointed to and available. Do you understand these rights if I've read them to you, ma'am?
I do.
Okay. And just for the recording, do you want a lawyer, miss?
No.
Okay. And do I have consent from you to interview and record everyone in the room?
Yes.
Okay. Oops. And I'm just going to go over your rights while we're in this interview. You can request a lawyer at any time. You don't have to answer the current question or any further questions. You can stop the interview at any time. And you are free to leave at any time. Currently at this state, as we are not currently arresting you, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. You put in a 911 to us a bit ago, before the trooper to my right came and met up with you. Can you go over what you meant by that?
I want to say it was on the 6th of November, possibly the 7th. I orchestrated a kidnapping and violent attack on Davy Longmire in regards to some drama that had been going on from the nights previous.
When you say orchestrated, how much involvement did you have? What did you do?
The payment that was issued to the delivering, I don't know what term would be, the person who carried out the attack, as well as the planning and details of what happened. In essence, everything up to the actual action was my doing.
Understood. Were you present for the action?
I was not.
Okay. What did you pay them to do exactly?
They were tasked to kidnap Davy, rough him up a bit, and remove his middle finger, I believe, on his right hand.
Do you have knowledge of if that was completed or not?
It was. For the record, I will state that my pet tarantula has dealt away with the remains of that action.
Oh, that's... You... Understood.
Do you happen to know where the mutilation happened?
I hate spiders.
I am unaware of the specifics. The instruction was to make sure that he could not be found.
So you
I
have...
would estimate Apologies. I would estimate somewhere in a dry, barren area.
How would you know a dry, barren area?
I did receive photographic evidence.
Via text message?
No, it was emailed to me. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Was it right? No, it was emailed. Apologies.
Would you be willing to provide those photos?
I cannot, as they risk involving the associated party.
Would you clearly describe as to why they are then? For the record, so we can go and look.
In regards to
Where he was
Well,
taken.
are they still being held captive?
Yeah.
they are not. If you actually, for your record, if you need any context, I did place out a yeet about maybe 30, 45 minutes ago in regards to this incident, to which Davy Longmire responded.
Okay. So, when did you receive those pictures? Because here's my thing. Anyone who has him could still have his phone and be responding to act as if they're alive. I'm wanting to know when you got these images and where he might be so that we can go and verify life. Because this gets a lot worse on your end if he's not alive, and I just want to be able to prove that. So, like, a good time period of when you got the pictures and where he could have been taken verbally, if you don't
That's a
want to
fair
provide
point.
it. Mm-hmm.
I believe the pictures were received. Am I able to look through my phone?
Did you put anything in a lockbox, Buck, or does she have her
No,
phone?
I didn't put anything. She has her phone. Just reach it.
Put it on the table
Perfect.
so that we can see what you're going through. Like just so that we can visibly see that you're not calling anyone or anything like that, please.
I'm just gonna very quickly scroll through these emails.
Ugh. For the record, out of character, I'm so sorry. There's going to be sounds coming from me. I hate spiders. It's slightly involuntary currently.
This is crazy. I'm actually not seeing them.
You're not seeing them in your email?
Yeah, it's strange.
You sure they didn't come through via text?
I'm fairly certain. I can double check that as well. But I don't think the person who sent me these would have a way to contact me via text. I'm so sorry. I'm just cross-referencing to try and find them.
Mm-hmm.
What is today's the 8th?
It is the 8th, yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. It's going to be 10:46 p.m. Eastern on November 6th.
Okay,
That would be the rough time frame.
understood. And can you describe it if you're not willing to present the picture?
I am seeing bushes, trees, potentially mountainous territory,
Mm-hmm.
and what looks to be a large construction crane.
What color is the crane?
Yellow.
Do you see anything else around it besides the construction crane?
Just bushes, just dirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. There does appear to be a small 2-lane blacktop road nearby.
Okay.
I would say probably within 100 yards.
Is the victim in that picture?
Yes.
And the suspects are, well, the other suspects are as well?
There is one. I'm sorry. Yeah, there is one. I apologize. I'm gonna just push this away.
Okay. And just verifying you are still not wanting to present that photo.
Um, would you mind if I took a quick look again?
Go for it. The reason why I ask is you're here turning yourself in. Like, you're wanting us, you're turning yourself in because you felt bad, yes? The more you can provide
Yeah.
lets us make sure that he's actually alive. That,
I don't think I can
like,
provide that image. It just could potentially be incriminating in that regard. I could be in danger.
are they identifiable, easily identifiable in that photo? The other party?
And not in terms of physicality,
Okay.
but I don't know if these are, noticeable garments that they're wearing.
Got you. That makes sense. Okay. Before you continue, I wanted to touch back on the... You said tarantula, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna sound awkward while talking about your spider. I don't like spiders.
That's all right. My apologies.
No, you're good. This is fine. This is part of the job. You provided the... What did you say you did with it?
Essentially, the finger that was delivered as proof of the job being carried out was fed to the tarantula.
Is that tarantula, like, your pet? Or...
She was, yes.
was? Past tense?
I believe she's been released.
Oh! You believe? Where was...
Well, she wasn't where I left her.
Where did you leave her?
She had an enclosure but I moved out of where I was staying, and she was kind of living in a decorated hoodie, we'll call it, with some sticks and leaves and a little burrowing place. She is no longer there.
So was it an apartment or a hotel or... I'm sorry, I'm trying to verify where this tarantula is that ate a person. Like, do you have a good...
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, well, where did you
It's,
last see her?
In my RSX, I believe, which is parked with a valet attendant. I have no idea where. Possibly Caesar's, I'm not sure. But if the last time I saw that hoodie, she was not in it, which means she could be anywhere.
That's so gross. Understood. A hoodie is in like the clothing hoodie, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the license plate of that car?
I could get it
If you don't mind,
if
that
you
would be...
don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep your phone on the table. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Where? Uh-oh. It's been repoed. I forgot to make my payment, but I can give you the plate.
Yes, please.
It's gonna be 6 Bravo Foxtrot 252 Zulu Echo.
Okay. Thank you very much. Where... Okay, so you said the last time you saw her, whenever you got the finger, did you get the finger that night?
Yeah, the job was carried out within, I want to say, 2 hours of the payment.
Okay. On that note, real quick, before we go on, how long were you planning this for?
It was a bit of a spur of the moment thing.
Mm-hmm. What started it?
Oh boy, this is where note taking gets real complicated.
Mm-hmm.
So, just for some context, I am very passionate about racing. I attempted to go through DOCL in regards to launching a track-based venture, which DOCL quickly shut down, understandably. So I decided to move my own way on the streets. I began making plans, and it was brought to a group of individuals that I thought were close to me, friends of my boyfriend at the time. And these people were all people that live pretty normal civilian lives. Some of them are affiliated, from what I understand, but I don't really read into that. Who are also expressing interest previously in a street racing league. Once I brought it to them, they were very aggressive about it because, I'm just going to put it in perfect context for you. They're all street racers that are only interested in street racing where the police cannot find them. Which, to me, doesn't sound like street racing, but anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So they were pretty aggressive about it. They all called me a bunch of names and basically refused to let me talk. They got all pissed off and stormed off, drove off in their cars. I left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Someone posted a post. It was Davey, basically saying that I used my boyfriend because I broke up with him over not, he didn't stand his ground for me. He let his friends talk shit to me, and I didn't appreciate that. So after all that happened, Davey posted a yeet that was basically saying that I used them. I posted a yeet that was not in direct response that said, "Oh, that's funny." He responded to it and said something like, "Oh, you looked in the mirror again." It just kind of got to me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he needed to learn a lesson because that group has a very nasty habit of flexing who they know. And I felt that having him learn a lesson that he wouldn't be able to forget might, change a little bit of what he does, but it's obvious from today's Yeats that he does not care.
Mm-hmm. What about today's Yeats have you saying that?
The fact that I posted a selfie with my middle finger raised, the middle finger he lost, to which he responded that it was the wrong hand and that I'm a dumbass, which is funny because perspective is a thing. My right is your left.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Okay.
so yeah, honestly, it's more so that for whatever reason, they have started some kind of war and are actively harassing people close to me. And I just don't want that to come down on other people that had nothing to do with it.
Who are they?
Apparently, Nico and Billy at Arcola, who I don't actually know very well, were being harassed because I guess they think they're involved or something, but like I'm not really sure what the chain of events was, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I woke up today and just was kind of made aware of the situation, and I was like, yep, I'm just going to go handle this because this is going too far.
Are you willing to say who else is harassing you and your friends?
The group is far too many people for me to remember all the names of.
Mm-hmm. The ones you can remember could be beneficial.
As far as the group goes that, you know, caused the problem and continues to perpetuate it, the problems I'm having seem to be coming primarily from Davy Longmire,
Mm-hmm.
possibly from Michaela Booker, who has some kind of grudge against me. The rest of the group consists of Marshall Davis, someone who I only know as Martinez, someone who I only know as Easy, and then the likes of Angel Mercer and his wife. I can't remember her name. And yeah, there's a few more, but I can't remember all their names. So I don't know who exactly is involved in all this harassment, but if Davy's at the front of it, all those people follow him blindly. They all follow each other blindly.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very cultish mentality when it comes to blowing things out of proportion.
Understood. Back to what you did. Can you describe like the events as like when you reached out to these people, when you provided payment, where you provided payment, things like that, through the timeline of it?
If I could check my bank statement real quick, I can provide you accurate timelines.
Okay. Yep, just same rules with the phone on the table.
Right. Not a problem. So at probably some point in the evening around 9:30 maybe 10 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
p.m. EST,
On what day?
November 6th.
Okay.
I met with an individual who had offered to take up the contract. For obvious reasons, I will not be going into detail on their identity.
No, that's fine.
Shortly after, I pulled $16,000 from the Fleeca Bank on Hawick Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
That $16,000 was the cost of the hit paid up front. From there, I went to work and just kind of wrote it out.
When did you
I
hear
was just
back?
trying to blend in. I want to say it was about 10:40 p.m. EST.
And how did that go from there?
I mean, you know, I stayed at work. It was, you know, nobody's business but my own.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, how did you get a hold of the finger?
I met up with him later, probably around, I want to say midnight, but that doesn't sound right. It was probably about 2 hours before the weather got really bad that night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty much just a dump and go. You know, here's your proof. Nice doing business with you.
Mm-hmm. Whereabouts would that have been? And I'm going to preface this with I'm gathering areas. I'm going to go check for a body.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no problem. There is a what is it? A like a pull off over by the I think it's referred to as the Ellis River. Near here. If you look um toward the east when you're pulling toward the casino from Alta, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a little parking lot there right above the channel. That was where I pulled up. I met them and they went on their way.
Over by like Glory Way.
Um, yeah, Glory and Popular, I think.
Okay.
Um, they did make a mention that, if anything came back, they would deal with it personally as far as like my, revelation of their details. So, as I stated, for obvious reasons, I'd rather not go into anything personal.
Mm-hmm. Is that also the same place that you dropped the money off to them?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say it was an incredibly, how would I put this? Knowing where they're from, it was an incredibly out of way place to go.
Okay. That area was an out of the way place.
Yeah, I think maybe because they knew, I work right around the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and that it would be easier for me to just pop right over. But I will give you the information that these people are very reclusive and very distant.
Okay.
That's more so just to let you know that finding out any further information on this is going to be very difficult.
Got you. Where were you working that night again?
Auto exotic. I'm sorry.
Okay. Got it.
My throat's been a little dry today.
You okay? Do you need
Weather
water?
and all that. No, I'm fine. Just weather.
Okay. Now I get it. And you said you met those people about 2 hours before the weather turned bad that night?
Yeah, thereabouts. So it was the payment about 20 to 30 minutes before the job was carried out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to say it was like an hour and a half after it was finished. I might be wrong on that, but I would estimate between 1 and 2 hours.
Okay. You said one person was in the photo. Was there multiple there?
It was one person.
Okay. Oh,
As
so
I,
they took a selfie. That's why you don't want to.
Yeah, they were, wearing head to toe.
Mhm.
However, there, some of it may be identifying, and I don't want to risk that coming back. I mean, I've been known to wear a certain mask just to work for, paint over at Auto Exotic. So anything can really be identifying in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the world of surveillance.
Yep. Okay. Where? So you got the finger from them at that time. Were you in your vehicle with the spider at that time?
Yes,
When did you provide the finger to your spider?
almost immediately. I mean, I have no use for a human finger, but they have been known to eat meat.
Did it eat all of it, like the bone included?
I think so.
So you didn't
I can't,
check your
I
hoodie?
can't speak to, well, I mean, I can't speak to bone fragments, that may have been a thing.
Okay, got it.
But if they were there, they are not now.
Mm-hmm. That's fucking terrifying. Okay, got it.
I will not describe any detail. You are fine. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I hate spiders. I'm gonna step. Okay. Hold up. I need to gather myself.
You're
I'm
totally
gonna be
fine. I
pausing
apologize.
this interview for a moment to gather myself and step out in the hallway. So I'm just going to pause it. The current time is 7:40 p.m. EST. November 8th, 2024. I'm gonna go shake off the spider jitters and we will be right back with you, okay, Mom?
I'm so sorry.
You're okay, you're okay. Okay. We are restarting the interview. It is 7:53 p.m. EST on November 8th, 2024. Myself, Delta 86 Claire DePietro is in the room, as well as
977 Buchanan Gilgilly with the San Andreas State Police.
and we are still interviewing. Ma'am, if you could please state your full name again.
Rebecca Mori.
And for any of the records in regards to Miranda rights and the fact that we read her rights earlier, please see earlier in the recording. Ma'am, do you still understand all of those points?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get back started with the recording. Or the questioning. Buck, you said you had a few, yes? Go for it.
Yeah. So, Mr. Moore, you said that you had a falling out with some friends. Can you give me their names again for the recording?
Yes. I do not remember the entire group. I will list this that I know personally.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be Marshall Davis, who is my former boyfriend and former friend. Davey Longmire, who I consider a former friend. Michaela Booker, who is more of an acquaintance. I believe Angel Mercer was there, who is a friend.
Okay.
The other associated people that I can remember are going to be an individual called Easy. Not sure if that's a legal name.
Okay.
And an individual I only know as Martinez.
Okay.
And just to state for, continuity's sake, the falling out was in regards to the planning and development of an illegal street racing circuit.
Okay. How did you meet these friends?
Primarily through former employment with Bayshore Drift School. Some of them were by association with former coworkers and friends from my time at Bayshore.
You said former, so you no longer work at Bayshore Drift School?
No, that was about 6-7 months ago. I left for some personal reasons, left town for a bit. And upon returning, I was told that to put it in, I guess, layman's terms, Marshall Davis, my boyfriend at the time, was not interested in hiring someone due to some issues with their previous hire.
Okay. Were any of these people current, like any current, basically like coworkers?
I'm not sure exactly who is still employed with Bayshore. I know Marshall is. I believe Easy was released. I cannot remember exactly who works there. I know that currently, I believe they're in the process of trying to push for. Well, I would have to estimate that they're in the process of pushing for a takeover of Bayshore. So anyone that's going to be involved in that through Dockle will be in that group.
Okay. Do you work with any of these people in any other businesses? Like, do you interact with these people like on any sort of regular basis?
I was employed briefly with Gray Pixel Pictures via Marshall Davis. He was, he was my boyfriend. He got me in with a photography job, but I left out of, any potential tension from the breakup. The rest of them I do not work with professionally.
And this was the breakup you referenced earlier on in describing the why, correct?
I'm sorry, what, the why?
The why you were going after Davy Longmire. This was the breakup that you referenced?
Yeah, so separate incidents,
Mhm.
but that stemmed from the same incident.
Yeah.
Essentially, for context, what happened was I provided a well thought out plan for a street racing syndicate. They were not interested at the mention of police potentially being involved.
Okay.
I've never really heard of street racing that is, not sanctioned, but also like not, no cops allowed. Like that kind of seems like it goes without saying, but
Fair enough. Have these individuals made threats against your life recently?
not to my knowledge. I mean, to put it bluntly, knowing the tempers of that group, I'm absolutely sure there's someone looking for me right now.
Is that why you were fearful in the text? Like sounding fearful in the...
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to get down here and get this done.
Do you know if they have any sort of like when it comes to acts of violence that this group would do? Would they do it themselves or would they contract it out?
The thing is, they're all people who carry the capacity for force. For example, I have on multiple occasions seen Davy Longmire brandish a long arm revolver. And I have been, as of that argument that led to all of this, been told that Michaela Booker has either several manslaughter or several attempted murder charges that she seems proud of. I also know that there is some slight potential involvement with organized through some of them, so they may have assets for that. To put it in short, it's a group with a lot of pull, but they're also very hot-headed. So it's hard to say.
Was there any specific leader of this group?
I don't think they're really like a group that's led so much as they're a group of people with, similar values, I suppose. The statement that was made in that argument was that they are all civilians. But, if you're a civilian street racing, are you really a civilian? So I'm not sure how much deeper that goes.
Fair enough. Just for your safety, so we have an idea of like, this is purely a question. I want to preface this is purely a question just for your safety, for us to get an idea of areas that you may regularly be in case an event happens. Is there areas that you're currently employed that in the case of an attack against you by any chance, you
My
might be?
only current employment is Auto Exotic, and out of respect for my coworkers, I will be staying away from there.
Fair enough.
In all truth, will probably happen moving forward. If if I am released here, obviously, because I know you guys have T's and I's to do.
Yeah.
I will probably just get a motel and kind of lay low for a bit.
Okay.
If you are wanting to stay near a station, I'd advise the one up near VPD.
Perfect.
That way,
yeah, I know where that's
it
at.
is near to a station. If you realize you're being followed, you can just go straight to VPD, put in a 911, and go into the office.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Because
Okay.
yes, there are
Yeah,
several
this is
things that
the-
I want to dot and cross
Okay.
before
Yeah,
we present you
like I said, he's
charges.
interrogating someone right now, so.
So, yeah.
It's him and Claire.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go
No,
holler at them real quick.
Yeah, do your thing.
I'm just gonna
I
quickly
tried-
pause this. Buck, don't ask anything.
I was writing something down. What is she doing?
There was some chatting going on, so she's just handling it.
I gave him a look. They're no longer loud. I think it worked. Okay. Just gonna hit that button again. There we go. You're good.
Yeah, that's all my questions.
That's all your questions. Let me look over my notes.
If I could get something on the record real quick.
Go
Sure.
for it. Anything you'd like to say?
I'm just is it back on?
Yes, it is back on.
Okay. I realize that in regards to verifying all this information, you may have to dig through property and transaction records. I would like to make a note that as of current, I do have a friend holding on to a high dollar vehicle of mine that was not at all involved in any of this, specifically for the purpose that I took out a personal loan under contract, and I want to make sure that that person is paid back.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a friend holding on to the vehicle for me in the event that I am unable to access it.
Is that the repoed car that had the spider, or?
No, this is
That's
a
a separate
separate.
one?
It's going to be a Frankenstein. I've had it transferred to a friend for safekeeping,
Mhm.
and I'm going to redirect them to. Apologies, text alerts. I'm going to redirect them to the person that I owe the money to. Since it's all on paper, I don't want them to have to go to court over that. Just so that they're able to recuperate their losses in the event that something comes of this.
Okay. Understood. Do you know the plate of that car? Just so it's on the record, or no?
Let me just slide my phone over here. It's going to be. I thought I had it recorded, but I don't. I can get it for you though.
You said you
Or I
transferred
can.
it.
Yeah, I can provide
Who's
the current owner.
Yeah, who's the current owner?
It's going to be Quinn Marino.
Oh.
Honestly, I just called the first person I could trust to hold on to it and make sure it gets to the right person.
Albany Frankenstein?
Yes. And then the outstanding loan, I can provide you that information as well if you'd like.
If you'd like to provide it.
I want to say it's $115,000 to Ernst Schneider of the Public Defender's Office.
Understood.
So in the event that, anything is looked into, that's all covered for your records.
I appreciate it, because that might come up as a question, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I just don't like leaving debts. That's a very personal thing to me.
No, that makes sense. In regards to if we need to reach out to you for further questions, would you mind providing your phone number?
Yeah, sure, no problem. You want me to just read it out?
Yeah, go for it.
Gotcha. It's going to be 835 169 2708.
Okay, I've documented that down. Buck, do you have any further questions?
No, I'm absolutely good.
Okay. I will be reaching out to you at a later date in regards to these things that we talked about today, but I will go ahead and be wrapping up this interview for the recording's sake. Do you have anything else you wish to add, ma'am, before I turn off the recorder?
Just a quick reminder that this incident has been made public, so that the there's no question as to who's responsible.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I will be doing my best to lay low.
Mm-hmm.
And in the event that anything happens to me, obviously, I hope that we're able to resolve this and allow the justice system to do their job.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. The time is 8:07 p.m. EST on the 8th of November 2024. And I'll be going ahead and turning this off.